Than a woman. And more than a commentator we have in the studio this morning here at Coast FM is Edgar Adams from the Central Coast Business Review with our little chit-chat about what's happening business-wise on the coast. Good morning, Edgar.
Good morning, Peter.
Well, here we are at 8:10 this morning. The big topic of conversation, of course, today in most circles is the fact that the Mariners again get the chance to go before the international stage and compete for the grand final prize in the A-League.
Yeah, what great news, what great news. They've been great ambassadors for the Central Coast, Peter.
They have. They've been
great ambassadors. And, yeah, congratulations to them even now. But I think they could take out the grand final. Well, they're doing so well.
Unless, of course, there's a lot of faltering by the Roar. We must remember that the Brisbane Roar have been just winning game after game after game, week on
week.
Well,
they stole 2 goals last week.
They stole 2 goals from the Mariners. So you reckon it's pretty evenly pitched?
That's it. Bit disappointing, the crowd, though.
Well,
what's wrong with the people of the Central Coast? But I've got to say, Pete,
what's happening there, you think?
Well, I think it's the cost. I think there's a cost. When I was getting my tickets for the game last week, you know, there was a family of 4, a couple and 2 little boys in front of me, and they were all keen. But in the end, they stayed and they fiddled around and they walked away without any tickets. And I just think they couldn't afford it.
So a family of 4 would have been like $100, wouldn't it?
Yeah, over $100.
Oh, okay. Well, that is pricey.
It's a lot of money for in this day and age. At the present, the way things are at the present moment, the economy the way it is.
Yeah.
So I know it costs money to switch the lights on. I know that. Anyway, that's...
But nevertheless, and I mean, these days the sponsorship level of A-League teams is not as high as it was some years ago.
No, there seems to be some sponsorship
I think it was all diverted into bidding for that World Cup thing.
Yeah, could be right. Could be right. Yeah.
Nevertheless, well done to the Mariners, and their new coach this year has done a marvellous job.
That's right.
Fabulous job.
Definitely. On another note, on another positive note, last week we had a deputation from the Central Coast go down to Canberra to put our case for early rollout of broadband. And I should have gone, but I just couldn't make it. I was supposed to be part of the delegation, but it came back to me they rang me up to say that they met Senator Conroy, he's the Minister for Broadband, and Simon Crean, he's the Minister for Regional Development. And they told them that it was the best presentation they'd seen, and a united presentation that was excellent.
Isn't that fabulous news?
Good
so
news.
That might bring some weight to the next decision-making process.
I think it does. You know, it was a good delegation. There was Michael Whittaker, the General Manager of Wyong Council. He went representing the Water Corporation, Central Coast Water Corporation, because they're looking at rolling out smart water meters.
Yeah, okay.
And they're going to need this broadband to do that. Then Peter Wilson, he was the General Manager of Gosford Council, but he went down representing both councils anyway, the Central Coast Regional Organisation of Councils. There was John Dawson, Chairman of the Regional Development Australia organisation here on the coast, and the Executive Officer Anthony Dow. And who have I lost? Laurie Marr, the Mayor of Gosford, and David Abrahams, who is the my co-coordinator with the business case rollout. Yep. Plus our 3 local members.
They call him Digital Dave.
Digital Dave.
He's got a digital hair.
That's right. Yes, he has. So plus our 3 local members.
That's a
Jill
great...
Hall, Deborah.
We had this conference some months ago too, talking about this and trying to get the interest going with local business people.
Yeah, well, see, we ran that first one back in November.
Yeah, but the Paul Budd.
Paul Budd, he was our guest speaker. Yeah, and he's very much on side, and he's driving it from his point of view, because he's an international telecommunications consultant.
Yep.
So that's it. But I'll tell you something, how important this is, Peter. There's a company in the same building where I am in Platinum in Erina called UltraServe. They're outsourced servers with the big data centres. So if you're looking to put your data out to into a data centre, then you can go through people like UltraServe. Now he's only been going about 5 years. He's only a young fellow. He's about 24, I think. And he has got a massive business to the point where out of 115 Australian companies who have now moved into this cloud computing scene, he's come out number 3.
Oh.
He's come out number 3. IBM was first. Fujitsu was second.
Come on.
He was third. Melbourne IT was fourth. Telstra's way down the list.
I saw that sign there once. I thought UltraServe, they made these machines that showed you how to sort of practice playing tennis. You know? They sort of...
Yeah, well, not so. This is what he does. And but he was telling me, when he was telling me about this on Friday, that his business is now growth of his businesses is being impeded by the lack of broadband facilities. He is now in a corner where he's got to decide what he does.
Well, the thing that now comes to mind is the timing of all this. Now, the delegation have gone down there, put their case towards the government.
Yep.
What is the next in the process? The NBN company, who's the National Broadband Network Company, they're the ones making the decision on the timing of the rollout.
Yeah, they'll make the decision. Mm. Our aim is to be in the 2011-2012 decision-making process, right. Because we put them in a not I won't say a corner, it's certainly not a corner. We put them in a position where we can show them that they can get immediate results. Nobody else has been able to do that so far.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Little towns in Tasmania don't really show results that can be applied in the national arena.
No, and we've been able to show them, give them good examples of how they can. It'll be a good return on investment for them if they did the Central Coast first. Right. So it's excellent.
Okay, great news there.
Good news.
And I would also say congratulations to Mr. Adams himself for being one of the initiators and certainly getting behind the broadband well before it was even thought of being a big opportunity for the coast.
Yeah, it's only just sort of come to a head in these last recent months. But, Peter, going back, as soon as this came out, you could see how desperate we are for it here on the coast.
Well, I think a lot of votes went to the Labor candidate in the last election unexpectedly because of the support that the Labor Party was giving to the broadband. That's and right. The Liberals were saying, no, let the market decide, and blah, 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 blah.
The Liberals are on the wrong track with this, let me tell you.
I haven't got my vote on that one.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, they're definitely on the wrong track. Well, they'd be very clever if they changed tack.
Oh, what, backpedal? You are kidding me. Couldn't see that. No. Thank you, Edgar. Have a great week.
Good, you too.
Coast FM at 17 past 8.